name is Matt Razzo, and I'm going to tell you about my trip to Belize, and we stayed at the Margaritaville Resort. So let me first start off with the way that I planned it. I think I kind of got lucky, just the way that everything kind of fell into place, and I'll explain how that happened. So I booked it a couple months in advance, and some friends ended up coming with us, so the more the merrier. I ended up booking it with Apple Vacations, and I set up a water taxi for our ride to the resort. And it actually gets you from the airport all the way to the resort very quickly. It's a cab from the airport to the water taxi, and then the water taxi takes you to another to a dock. You get off there, and then there will be somebody from the resort that'll meet you at that dock, and you'll go about 2 blocks down, two city blocks down, and you'll get onto another boat. We happened to get there around, I think our flight landed around 11:30, maybe 12. By the time we got through customs, it was about 12:40, maybe 1 o'clock. So we had to beat feet over in the car, which is a crazy ride. There's no lines on the road or anything, but we ended up making it to the 1:30 ferry. I will tell you a couple tips about the airplane. They do deboard from the front and the rear, so there'll be a set of steps. So if you have a back seat, you're actually going to get off the plane fast as long as your bags are there. I didn't know we'd be deboarding from the rear, so I usually just try to find a spot for my bag as I'm walking down the aisle. So I put my bags in the middle of the plane, and we were also the last ones to get off the plane because I had to wait to get my bags off. But anyhow, so don't do that. And also, when you're traveling in, make sure you get the customs forms and you fill them out. Any questions you have, ask the flight attendants. They'll be more than happy to help you. So it deboards from the front and the back of the plane. You get off, you go through customs. There's a couple different things. You get in a line, you hand your papers off, you get your things stamped, your passport stamped. Then you go and you scan your bag, you grab your check bag, get your stuff x-rayed, and then you wait in another line, and they do. I've gone to Mexico before, so there they have a button. You push it green or red, and it says whether you're going to open your bags or not. These people, the customs here in Belize, I don't know what they use, but we ended up throwing our bags up there, and he didn't go through our bags. So that was kind of nice because my bags were packed, to the brim. If he would have opened them up, it would have been a fiasco to try to get them closed back up. But in any case, so since the water taxi and everything was already booked, after we got through customs, you walk out, you hand your paper to the guy who collects them, and then you go through these doors. Again, a very small airport. There is a little cattle of people trying to get your money or see if you need a ride. So they had a little sign out there with my wife and I's name on it, and we just went and talked to that gentleman, and away we went. Got in the cab. Again, it's a very crazy ride through Belize. It's about I want to say a 20-25 minute ride to the water taxi drop-off area. Whenever you get there, there is a hallway of shops on the right and the left. It's kind of like a little closed off area in the front. It's kind of a weird setup, but anyhow, you go down on the far right hand side, at least whenever we were there. It might change. The ticket office. You would take the voucher that we initially got whenever we talked to our person at the airport. I guess I failed to mention that, but you'll get this piece of paper. Again, if you book the water taxi through Apple Vacations like I did, you'll get this voucher, and then you take that to the ticket office with your passports, because you have to have some type of ID, because you're name. I think they put your name on the ticket. Um, so you get your tickets, and you get a ticket for each person for each direction. So my wife and I had 2 tickets to go from Belize City to San Pedro on Ambergris Key, um, and then we also had 2 tickets, one each, to come back. Those do not lose them. We took them and put them on our passports, so we didn't lose them, um, just to keep them safe. So once you get on that boat, it's a good idea to try to get as close to where the captain sits, because it's probably the driest and the best ride. This boat that we went on, I don't think it had a second floor, but I think some of them do. We were inside, and it actually started to rain, so it is what it is. But we got over there. By the time we got to San Pedro City on Ambergris Key, it was about, I want to say 3 maybe 3:30. So that gave us about an hour and a half before the Margaritaville boat would leave. So we got in there again. We didn't know. You walk to the bottom of the dock, and about 5-10 minutes later, somebody showed up. You're in Belize now, so if it's not a scheduled thing, it might not be on time. You're on vacation, relax, it'll be okay. There's a little bar right there. I was a little sketchy from walking away from our bags, but I'm sure now that they would have been fine if I just left them there and walked in the bar real quick. But I had my buddy Barry, he went inside and he grabbed us a couple beers. Belican is the beer of Belize, and I didn't see any other beer there. So if you don't like the Belican, sorry about your luck. They have a light, they have a original, they call it, and they have a stout. So they got 3 different varieties. So they had a representative from Margaritaville, Salvador. He's also the boat captain. Awesome guy. Shout out to Salvador. Man, we had a great time because of all the people, honestly, from Margaritaville. They were amazing. They almost feel like they're friends and family now. But so they came down, and they have a golf cart, and there was a group of 4 of us. So the 3 of them jumped in a golf cart. I stayed with the bags. They went off to the resort. He came back, got me. We taught the bags. Went off to, I shouldn't say the resort. They went to like the check-in part of the resort, kind of. You get to this little hut, and it's nice. It's air conditioned in there. I'm sure if it was super hot outside, it'd been like nice to go in there. But I kind of like the heat. That's why I went on vacation in Belize. But you go in there. They're gonna have you sign some papers that you might have not have already signed. They're gonna have you put a card on file, because everything you do at the resort is, there's like you'll get like almost like a magic band for Disney, but same exact thing. It opens up your door, and you're gonna have a room number, and that's how you pay for all your alcohol or food or anything like that at the resort. So every day from San Pedro, the Margaritaville boat leaves at 5 o'clock. If they know you're coming, it's probably best to get there by like 4:45ish. I don't know if they would leave without you. Like I said, we came good friends with them. There was probably 25-30 other people there, and they all knew us by name. Not so much with the other people, but we took the boat every single day, except for the one day it was like downpouring. We took the boat back down into town. A little side note, the boat is included with your stay. We were thinking we were paying for that, but you're going to get charged a $45 hotel fee. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it is for the boat, but you're getting charged that every day regardless. So don't think you're going to save money and get a golf cart and drive back and forth, because I'm telling you, If you're driving, it's not too bad, but your passengers are gonna have one heck of a bumpy ride. Um, so our first day was our travel day. We got there. Eileen, the planner she saw that it said on the itinerary to make sure you call the taxi place, which she did. I will have that phone number in the comments section, and then I also have the phone number for calling Margaritaville, because you want to call them and get set up, because they will have a lavender towel, cold towel for you, and then they will also have a complimentary margarita um, waiting for you at the resort. So that's kind of nice. Um, so after you get done signing your papers and everything, it's now relaxed. Like I said, we got there around like 3:30. Like I said, boat leaves at 5, so hour and a half took us to get the bags there and kind of get like walking around little town. I mean, it's like San Pedro is maybe 5 blocks long ways and like 2 blocks of business district the other way. It's pretty small. If you're running around in a golf cart, you'll do the whole thing multiple times. Where the Margaritaville dock area is, or little office, it's actually catty corner to where the school is. So it was cool because we were there right before Christmas. They were playing their drums. Their kids running around with like Christmas hats on and everything. Very cool experience. So that was like I said, that was our first day, our travel day, and got on the Margaritaville boat 5 o'clock. Got to the resort roughly around 6. Had our margarita. Went to our room. Leave your bags and everything on the boat. They'll bring them to your room. No need to carry them. They'll bring them to your. I call it a room, but it's like a apartment. We ended up both having 2-bedroom suites. So looking at those rooms, you can see that they are very nice apartments. We both had, I think I was 401 and our friends were in 601. Basically identical layout. One bathroom was slightly different, but otherwise very, very nice, very Americanized. So other places that I looked at were very like, like some of them were like staying for 2 people, but they had like 2 beds in it, and I don't know if you'd be staying in a room with somebody else. Like, I don't know how that worked, but in any case, that's why I ended up picking the Margaritaville. I figured Jimmy Buffett, rest in peace, man. Supposedly, actually, Margaritaville Belize opened the day he passed away. So, rest in peace there, Jimmy. Really cool resort, and I'm gonna miss going to your concerts, I'll tell you what. Anyhow, back to the resort. So they have flexible-ish schedules with the dining. So their breakfast starts at 7. It ends at, I forget what time, maybe 10 or 11. But if you want something for, say you're going to take the boat out or go on the boat down in the city, if you, the night beforehand, tell your waitress or waiter that you want food for the morning, they will package it up, and they will have, well, not package it up then, but they'll have it ready for you in the morning so you can take it on the ride into town. And then lunch is, I believe, noon till 2, or maybe 11 to 2. You have to check the schedule, maybe it changes. But then dinner is 6 until 10, I believe. So luckily you get there right at 6. So dinner just started. Kind of weird though. We went in and we were the only ones in the dining area. So they do let you have the lunch menu the whole time. I don't know if you can get breakfast, but you could definitely get the lunch menu. It's lunch on one side and breakfast on the other. But when we first got there, we just weren't feeling like a heavy, like, chicken meal or something like that. We ended up getting fish sandwiches. My friend Eileen, she had the banana leaf fish. My wife ended up having the Margaritaville burger. Food was good. We kind of had some issues with timing, like, because we ordered, my wife and I, on one check because we were separate rooms. Our food came out. We were kind of waiting, and our friends were like, "No, just eat. Like, we don't know how long it's gonna take because it already took like 45 minutes." Again, we the only ones there. I don't know, but I discussed that with Jerry. He is the manager, and he said that he was trying to sort that out. So it dramatically improved as the week progressed. So I don't know if we're the only ones that ever said anything or what, but in any case, it got better. So it was like basically the end of day one, travel day. We went back to our rooms, went to sleep. The next day we got up early. Almost every day we were up at 6. I know it's vacation, but the sun rises and the sun sets. So we were basically in bed and everything by like 9 or 10 o'clock. Oh, the first day we got there, they do have the pool, and then they have a jacuzzi. It is not a hot tub. It is a jacuzzi. Again, we were there in December, so it is probably in the 70s at night, maybe. Yeah, I think it was like mid 70s at night. So we ended up going, I'm like, oh, sweet, hot tub. Like, we just traveled in. Let's get a nice hot tub and relax and have a couple drinks. No, it wasn't hot. It was just bubbling water. So if you think they have a hot tub, they do not. So day 2, we got up at 6. We ended up jumping on the boat, and they had like a mechanical issue or something. So they ended up having to get the auxiliary boat, and it's a little bit smaller boat. And there were some people that were getting flustered because they had a flight, and I completely understood. And I was like, listen, get them on their boat and head back to town so they can get on their flight. We'll figure something out. So they appreciated it because there wasn't enough room for us on the secondary boat. They ended up giving us some coffee, and they said, hey, we're going to get you a golf cart, and you guys can just drive into town. So we ended up getting the golf cart, and thank goodness that's what we did, because we were thinking we were going to rent a cart because we thought it was cheaper. Again, the boat's free, so don't think the cart's going to save you money. You're going to be spending more money because now you have a cart on top of everything else. So we ended up driving the cart into town and making a couple stops along the way. Stopped and got a case of beer. I happened to bring a cooler with me, so we had beer on ice. The girls made some drinks. We ended up stopping after that at this place called Pure, and we had a very good breakfast, and we got introduced to dirty bananas. I ended up having a Bloody Mary, and then this couple at the other end of the restaurant, they got, when I say restaurant, I mean they had like 3 tables in the bar that we were sitting at, so that, I mean, that was it. There's like enough room for like 16 people maybe. They ended up getting a round of dirty bananas, and there was a little bit left in the blender, so the guy let us try some, and I think we ended up ordering 2 of those. So good sales pitch there, Pure guy. I don't remember his name. Again, the bartender was very cool. Everybody was super, like, hospitality is their main source of income, so everybody's going to be real chill. Everybody's going to be very helpful. So I ended up going into town. The girls got to do their shopping. My buddy Barry and I got to just drive around the golf cart. We went to a couple different areas that we hadn't been able to walk to, and we ended up going to Anglers that evening for dinner. Good food. Everything was very fresh, and a little pricey, but it was okay. And then by the time that was all done, it was time to get back on the boat and head back to Margaritaville. So then day 2, I had actually had a contact from before I booked the trip. with this guy, Mario, and he does fishing adventures. So we ended up hooking up with them on day 3, and he met us at the dock, and we jumped on his boat and we go out. What we ended up doing that day is he takes you out fishing. You catch as many fish as you can, and then you'll go up to an area where he'll chum the waters a little bit, and some nurse sharks and some sea rays will come around, and then you get to go snorkeling with them. Man, what a blast that was. Initially, I'm pretty sure my wife didn't want to get in the water. My friend's wife, she didn't want to get in the water. But everybody ended up getting in, and it was so cool to just swim around and see the coral. I mean, from above water, you put your head under there with a nice set of goggles. It's a different world. So, like if that's what you want to do, it's really cool. After that, we ended up Mario takes the boat over to shore. He has like a agreement with a restaurant that's on the island or on the edge of the water there, that he pulls up, and he ends up cooking in this outdoor like grill area with like wood. We got the fish that we had. He made this stuff. It's called ceviche. I should just let you figure out what it is, but they somehow use lime and lemon, and it's chemically cooking the meat in some fashion. So your fish and cod or whatever you have, it gets cooked. So you're not eating sushi. It is a cooked meat, and then you put that with cilantro and peppers and a couple of different onions. You put it into a bowl and you mix it all together. Get some chips, and it's amazing. So we had ceviche as an appetizer, and then whatever fish you caught is what you get to eat for dinner. And then he also had some potatoes, and he also had brought in lobsters. So we got to have grilled lobsters. All the food was amazing. Mario, awesome guy. His nephew, Gambino. Oh man, I feel so bad, but it means juice in Spanish, I believe. His name, and everybody just calls him Juice. So I ended up calling him Juice. Very cool. Super Mario, you're amazing. We ended up having an amazing time with them, and while we were there having dinner at this, it was so cool. Like, I like little areas. It was nice, but we ended up talking to him and saying how we were like kind of upset that we weren't going to get to go see a Mayan ruin, and he said, well, I could take you to the Mayan ruins. And we were like, wow, that's awesome. So we said, okay, we'll go tomorrow. And well, then we ended up checking the weather, and that day, our day 4 day, was raining all day. And then same thing with day 5 day. So we ended up, by the time we got back to the dock, we had looked at the weather and figured out that Thursday, our day 6 day, was going to be the day we were going to go. So we finished up with dinner, helped him clean up, which was very like no, I'll get it, but we just I can help, so I did. We got back on the boat, went back to the dock. There was again some time to go shopping. So if you're thinking you need a whole shopping day, you don't. You need about like an hour or two to walk around the little stores. They're open early. Probably weekdays things. Roman Catholic is very big down there, so I don't know if they're not necessarily everything is open on Sundays. But anyhow, we got back to San Pedro City on Ambergris Key, and got on the boat, went back into to the resort, and we ended up grabbing, I think we got drinks that night, I think. No, that was the night beforehand, because I got pretty sloshed. Yeah, I was like pretty hungover for the boating and fishing and everything, but hey, you're on vacation, you gotta have a good time. You can't just, because you have a hangover, not do anything. Maybe you should learn how to drink better, so shame on me. But anyhow, we got back to the resort. Pretty sure we had some dinner. maybe a couple drinks, and then went to bed because the next day was our relaxing day. Um, Unfortunately, the reason it was a relaxing day is because it was supposed to rain all day, and it did. We ended up getting a parallel massage, my wife and I, at the resort. Unfortunately, there was only one masseuse there, so they let us go to the couple's room, but they gave us our massages separately. So I got mine first, and then she got hers, and it was kind of nice because she got to like chill out and relax uh, before the massage started, and then I got to do the opposite. So it was very nice. I would say a pretty darn good massage. I have a family friend who is like medically uh, knows all the anatomy and all that jazz, college degree, all that stuff, and she gives a massage. Like she finds all the knots and everything like that. But this girl, she did a good job for just kind of feeling out what you got going on, I guess. You will fill out a form saying if you have any like problem areas or anything like that, probably a legality thing. But after that, we ended up we had lunch at the resort. Um, we ended up doing the massages were at 12 and 1, so lunch was technically over, but since they had to make us do separate massages, they let us have lunch at 2. Again, they're very accommodating at the resort. So we ended up having lunch, then I think we played some cards. We ended up having dinner there. Oh, on this day we decided to do the chef's package. Now I will tell you, it sounds like it's a deal. I don't necessarily know if that's 100% true. You have a limited menu. You can only have rum and local beer as far as alcohol goes. And it's $125 per person in American. So that's 500 Belizean dollars. We barely, and when I say barely, I mean like by like $20, and we gorged ourselves that day. Came out ahead. Now, I'm not a heavy drinker, and you're also are not going to get drinks fast. So unless you go to the bar and hang out there for a while, which it's just not our cup of tea. We don't sit down, and we ended up playing cards or something to that end. But actually, I guess you could do that there too. But in any case, that was the end of that day. The following day, we got up early again, 6 a.m., got on the boat. We actually prepped and had them have food ready for us that morning. So we had food on the boat ride in. We rented a cart that day. Another contact that I had already made before I even went down to Belize, this guy's name is Alex. I just gave him a text or a phone call, I forget which one it was, on the WhatsApp. If you don't have WhatsApp, any contacts you're making Belize, it's very common that they're going to want to contact you with WhatsApp. If you don't know what that is, it's just a texting, calling with data. So I feel like a lot of them down there, they don't have cell phone plans. They just use the Wi-Fi. So they have a phone and then they just use data. So that's probably why they want to have contacts that way. So I ended up contacting him. He brought us over a golf cart because we wanted to go to Secret Beach that day. Again, this is a kind of a semi-rainy day, so it was a little wet. But anyhow, we got this golf cart. He realized that it was low on gas and that we were going to go all the way to Secret Beach, and he didn't want us to run out. So he ran and got us one that had a full gas tank, and thank goodness he did, because the one that he brought us at first, the gas pedal was like, go stop. And with all the potholes, you want to be able to go like slow, and so the second cart was better. In any case, one of the girls, Farah, at the resort, it was her birthday, so our girls wanted to find chocolates for them, and then we decided afterward to get it after so they wouldn't melt during the day. So we got the cart, and then we headed down to Secret Beach. We stopped off at just literally a roadside bar. It was like a hut that had a bar attached to it. So we stopped there and had a drink. Got out of the rain because literally pulled up in a golf cart, and it might have been sprinkling before what torrential downpoured for about like 10 or 15 minutes. Um, Let that pass. Jumped in the cart. Headed down to the not so secret beach. Um, I'll put some pictures up of that. We got there. We ended up getting bombarded by everybody that's trying to sell you something. Again, this is their way they make their living. So don't be upset. Everybody's going to ask you to buy something. Do what you can to purchase stuff if you want to. I end up getting a pretty cool, it's a slate that they had. It has the Mayan calendar on it and a jaguar in the middle, so it's pretty cool. I got it sitting at my bar at home. It's a nice little piece to remember the trip about. So we ended up going to, apparently it was the original Secret Beach location or bar or whatever. I forget what it was called. There's like 6 right all there. I could just see this place in the middle of like prime time. There's like these lily pad things, like bouncy things in the middle of the water. Again, it was a rainy day, like not too many people were there. It's kind of nice. It was kind of like our own private little thing. But there is a buttload. I'm talking like 4 deep of sunbathing chairs sitting on the beach. So I could just imagine that there's probably that many people there during prime time. I think prime time starts January, February. Don't quote me on that though, but December seemed like honestly like the perfect time to go. It's cold at home. I'm from PA, so they actually had some snow up in Pittsburgh and stuff. So it was nice to be down in the heat and everything. As we ended up ending that afternoon there at Secret Beach, the sun did come out, so my wife got to lay out for a little bit there on the lawn chairs or sunbathing things, whatever you would call those, the beach chairs. So then we ended up going back into town. The girls went and got some chocolate. My buddy Barry, he wanted an iced tea in the worst way, so we ended up finding this little bar. It's called the Patio, I believe. And I met another really cool guy. He was a bartender. He was telling me about everything. Everybody's such a small community. Everybody basically knows everybody. They probably went to school all together and know each other from school, and it just kind of spreads like that. But the bartender was super cool. He was telling us stuff. I met a cool dude. I think he was from Washington, somewhere. He's a roofer. He owns a roofing business. He's not like the roofer. He just apparently still does it for still going up there and busting out roofs, because apparently he likes dropping it on his guys that I can still do it, guys. So make sure you get your stuff done. But in any case, Alex ended up just meeting me there and getting the cart back. He's like, did you put gas in it? And I'm like, no, it's a rental. Like, I don't think you put gas in a rental. He's like, okay, well, if you mention me in your YouTube video, then it's okay. And I was like, deal. I wasn't going to pay you for gas. Sorry. In any case, so we ended up going, walking, it was like a block back to the Margaritaville boat. Jumped on there, and we were all excited because the following day was our day. We're going to go with Mario to the Mayan ruins. So again, 6 a.m., got up, we had breakfast waiting for us before we got on the boat. Got on the boat. Mario ended up meeting us a couple docks down because there wasn't any space for him that day at our dock. So we just walked down, got onto his boat, and off to the races we went. We should not have had breakfast because he told us, I will have breakfast for you once we get onto the river. And he did. It was very good. Very like homemade-esque, but very good. So we go down south through the mangroves, and then we come up to this area where you see land again. But it's not land. It's actually mangroves off of shore. Um, so he's like, all right, this is the lagoon coming up here, and it gets super shallow. So he had to get up and go like almost full speed in these areas and like go around this winding area and through this lagoon, and then we got on the river, and then we could slow down. So then breakfast was served. He ended up having pineapple, um, journey cakes, waffle cakes, which is like a waffle with like chicken in between it. Journey cake is um, it's like a sope. If you don't know what that is, it's like a really thick tortilla um, put together with chicken and um, beef. Maybe it's pork, but it was really good. And then he had fresh squeezed orange juice. We ended up getting off at this dock, and then we had this really cool driver, Ernest, pick us up. He took us in this 1970s van to um, the ruins. We ended up getting to the ruins, and then Ernest went and got us our guide. You got to pay. I want to say I think it was $40 for us to like. It's like the fee that the state gets or whatever, and then you got to pay for the tour guide too. So I mean it's not cheap, but it's super cool. I also don't think it's really that expensive. Maybe it was $40 Belizean, so it would have been like $20 for the two couples, so not bad. But we had a tour guide for us four, and then Juice ended up coming with us too. He said the last time that he was actually there, he was like a kid. Like, I mean, he's probably like my age now, but he's like, yeah, like probably when I was like 12 is the last time I was here. So I was like, that's cool. But him and Juice and Mario, they're both actually Mayan. So they're actually, their heritage goes back to the Mayan. Like everybody's like, where are the Mayans? Well, they're still here. They just don't live in stone towers anymore, I guess. So we had an awesome tour guide. He actually got to meet Dr. Prendergast, who's the archaeologist that dug up this ruin. I forget the name of it. It was I forget what it is. But I'll put it in the comments. But he took us to the ruins, and it's cool because they have concrete caps on the steps, so you're actually able to walk up the pyramids with your guide's permission and everything like that. We end up walking up on the rain god temple, and then you walk their steps to get up onto the top of the sun god temple. Very cool. They have shops there that try to sell you on touristy stuff. I bought some stuff there. Mario will tell you, like, wait till you get to this little town where the boat's at. Stuff, first of all, will probably be cheaper, and second of all, again, that's like their only income. So it's good that you kind of help them out, and you get some like cool trinkets that you remember the trip about. There's a little place there that we had food, and I finally got my local food. I got the chicken and beans that everybody told me about to get if you're going to Belize. Very good. So then we end up getting back on the bus, hightailed it back to the dock, did some shopping there with the locals, got three or four things, because there's 3 or 4 people, so my wife and I dropped like, I don't know, $25-30 at each one, just to try to help them out. And also we got cool trinkets, so we ended up getting back on the boat, shot back down to the lagoon, down the river, and out onto the ocean, and back to the Margaritaville dock. And then we got there probably about 4:30ish, so we were able to get on the boat and head back to the resort. But that's pretty much our trip. The following day, we just got up. They had the boat leaving at 6:50 for us. Like I said, we were like royalty. I'm not sure what made us so special, but literally all of the hotel people, they knew us. I don't know if it's just because we're very open to people and very friendly, but they were so loving, so caring. They did a great job taking care of us. Like I said, it felt like they were family or friends that we'd known them for ages. But we ended up getting on the boat, and they took us and they dropped us off right at our dock. So our bags and everything were there. You just go and you check your bags. You give the ticket people your ticket, jump on the boat. I called the day beforehand to make sure that our cab from the water taxi landing on San Pedro City to the airport was there, or still set up for us, and they said that it was. So they ended up picking us up. We got to the airport with plenty of time, got through customs. Again, well, it's kind of like customs. You fill out like a form that you're like leaving. You're not taking anything with you. Very simple, and then you get through, and there's cool. There was a Belkin store, so I got a cool like Belkin T-shirt. Well, it's actually like a fishing shirt. A couple different food shops and stuff. Like your typical airport, but it's a very small. I think there's only like 11 gates, and they're literally just doors that you walk out into the tarmac and then walk up some steps on your airplane. But I mean, that was it. That was our trip. We got back into the States. We were in Charlotte, North Carolina, went through customs there, had to get taken past TSA, then we had to go back into TSA, which is kind of annoying unless we messed something up. But there was multiple people from our flight that I saw in line for the TSA, so I think that's just the way that it works there. And it's kind of annoying because we felt like we were rushed, but we had like an extra half an hour. So we ended up getting our flight. It just so happened a buddy was flying back home. I saw him in the airport, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, that was it. So all I gotta say is Margaritaville, very cool resort, kind of remote. The only negative I would say is the restaurant's kind of slow. But the food was fine. The food was good. I'm not sure if it's training or just that it's Belize and everything is slower. But I had an amazing time and an amazing trip. I can't wait to go back. I think next time I will be staying on the mainland because I want to do like cave tubing and hikes and zip lining and stuff. And it's just when you're on San Pedro, it just takes too long to get back and forth, and it's just not enough time. So I think if I do go again, not that I didn't absolutely love staying at Margaritaville, I will be staying on the mainland, and maybe I'll take a boat over and go see if anybody is still there from the resort. But yeah, that's my review on Margaritaville. It was a very awesome resort, very Americanized. We didn't have any like issues with like the water didn't work or the AC didn't work or anything like that. But it is just a brand new revamped. It's been open, I think, since, like I said, when Jimmy Buffett died. So I think that was like in October of 2020. Very cool resort. We didn't really get to do much of the resort itself. So there's pools. There's 2 pools. There's one in the front. There's one in the back that is more kid-friendly with a walk-in. Well, there's actually walk-in on both pools, but like a beach walk-in type style. The beach area is very clean, and we were there in December, and it didn't smell. So I do know that Mario said it just so happens to be where that resort is, that the way the reef is, somehow the seaweed will get like all the way out to the end of the dock, which the dock is like probably like 1,000 feet long. Maybe not that long, maybe 800 foot long. But it'll be all covered in seaweed, and I guess it has an odor to it. So I don't know when that happens, but I guess maybe research that. If I do find out when that is, maybe I'll text Mario and see when that time period is, and I'll see if I can put that in the comments for you guys. But again, so I'll put some pictures up. Sorry I'm not there doing a review, but I like to enjoy my vacation whenever I'm there. So again, thank you very much for watching my review. if you go down there, I know you'll have a wonderful time. Again, it was raining half the time we were down there, and we had an amazing time. So if you're down there, have a margarita for me, and enjoy your stay.